continue with Dean Kuchel. Hi, Dean.
Hey, good evening, friends.
Hi. He's known as the king of digital nomads. He's worked in more than 100 countries over the past 10 years. He's our veteran, and he founded Digital Nomad Israel to empower generations to start choosing this lifestyle of
How are you?
freedom.
Hi, I'm doing amazing, especially watching your energy there in the room. I wish I could be there.
Where are you now?
I think I'm in Lithuania, about 13,000 kilometers from you.
Wow. But be careful, you're too close to Russia now.
I'm not worried about anything. I live in world peace.
Dean, you are a very experienced digital nomad as you have traveled I am more than 100 countries. What will you say is the way to become a digital nomad, and what advice will you give to the people that are thinking to change their way of life and having at this moment present job and want to be a remote or digital nomad?
Well, the best advice and the short answer is do it. I can definitely recommend after 10 years living this lifestyle. But to be more practical, I think that if you want to become a digital nomad, anyone wants to become a digital nomad, is to not think about being a digital nomad, but more focus on the remote work, because it's the career, it's the business, it's the job that we have and how we practice it that allows us to choose the lifestyle, right? Being a digital nomad is a lifestyle. It just means we're free to work from anywhere we want, and it looks different for each and every person. So I would advise people put the digital nomad dream on the side and focus on your profession. Focus on being the best at what you do. To find a remote job, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's possible, and it's easier than any other time in the history. There are job boards for this. There are plenty of jobs out there. Right now, there are more candidates than jobs, so it's not the easiest. But if you don't try, if you don't put the effort into your resume or job search, this will not come to you. If you already hold to a job and it's an office job, right? Have the conversation with your managers, with direct managers, with decision makers. Tell them you want not to be digital nomad, because no one wants to employ someone who just travel. People want to have happy employees. And if you rationalize this conversation, if you can explain your managers why you want to work remote. For me, working remote is not about hiking mountains and diving oceans. It's really about sitting in an environment I like, being in Buenos Aires, having the music I like, the food I like, the culture I like around me, and I wake up inspired to work, to perform the best. This is what it is about. Obviously, there are the perk of traveling as well, but this is how I make sense to it to companies I've been working with, right? You need to build trust. It's not about, hey guys, I decided to travel the world and I'm leaving the office and bye, but it's more, let me show you how I can work remote and be responsible and be dedicated. There's always, not always, but often I see people think that if they go and work remote, they don't need to be as good as communicator or as good as a team player before, because we're not in the office, but it's actually the opposite. We need to be extra communicators and super team players to compensate for the distance. So a lot of what makes a digital nomad is the soft skills, is understanding that you don't need to be a good just a good software developer or amazing video creator, but you also need to have the skills, the soft skills to do such work. And what we see in recent years is there is a crazy growth in people going freelance, starting their own businesses. I started 2014. Back then, if anyone wanted to be a digital nomad, your only option was to be a software developer or a software engineer. This is not the reality now. I travel the world. I meet people being content writer and video editors and teachers and artists. And I met someone doing astrology, traveling the world. So with technology, it's now possible to take so many jobs and move them online and do them from anywhere. So look around you, follow your passion, follow things you like, because doing what you love will promise you longevity in your journey, whether it's at home or traveling around the world. See what other people do, learn from them. I think the word community has been thrown away here a million times this evening, and it's key for this. So the opportunities to start your own business is insane now. You don't need a big amount of money to start a business, an online shop, or a landing page for your business. If you're a teacher, see what other teachers do, see what tools they use, see where they promote themselves, what platforms are. You guys speak Spanish. As many people speak Spanish, there are as many people who want to learn Spanish. I see so many opportunities just in this field, just on the language when it comes to translation, from bridging between English-speaking and other language-speaking countries to Spanish-speaking countries. So the opportunities are there. And the bottom line for this, to wrap up my long answer to your short question, is whatever you do, be the best at it. And when you best at what you do, when you wake up with this amazing energy of performing at the best, freedom will come to you. People want to work with people who are happy about what you do and excited about what you do, and they don't care where you are. If you're good at what you do, your employer will let you work remote. Your clients will be happy to work with you from anywhere you are. And it's very easy to look at me, at Christine, at Sergio, traveling the world, amazing photos on Instagram, videos on YouTube. But I can promise you, and I know them personally, behind all those amazing photos and videos and content, there's a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication that at the end of the day allow us to talk with you from Italy and Mexico and Lithuania and other places. So my best advice is be the best at what you do.
Thank you very much, Dean. Great advice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Dean. Now we go with Kristen. Are you there?
Yes, I'm unmuted.
Amazing.
Dean, how do you envision the future of digital nomadism, and what will be the reasons you recommend this lifestyle?
First, I want to apologize for not speaking Espanol. It sounds that every answer in Spanish is just so much better and more passionate. But unfortunately, yo no hablo español fluido, or whatever, however you say. But I'm afraid always to envision what the digital nomad lifestyle would look like in 5-10 years, or predict, because I'm sure that in 2-3 years we look back on this recording and everyone say like I was way off. But personally, how I see this movement and where it's going, I believe it's not going. I mean, this is not going to disappear. Remote work, digital nomad lifestyle, it's here to stay. We might see it growing faster, growing slower, stalling for a little bit. But it's obvious that people want to have this freedom of location, freedom of to work from anywhere they want. Freedom is the new reach. People will prefer to work from anywhere rather than take more money to their salary in many cases. It's one of the best perks that employees are asking for, and we see this on the media all the time now. So the trend will continue. On the individual level, I think that people will travel, but over time, you travel the world, you go to Buenos Aires, you fall in love with it, you go to Copenhagen, you fall in love with it, you go many places. The world is beautiful. But I think what will happen to a lot of nomads that they will start to travel for people rather than places. And we'll start moving around to find the community and the people that we want to gather around. And if the past we went places because this is where the agriculture was or the job was, now it will be we go where the people that we want to be around are located. And we'll see new micro cities within cities and new communities form, communities which are way more diverse and rich in people and ideas and minds. And I think this is good news for us as individuals and as a society. And personally, my mission and where I want to see this movement going, and I hope to see as many nomads support me on this mission, is use digital nomad not just as a lifestyle to say, hey, I'm traveling the world, look at me, how awesome my life is, because life is awesome as a digital nomad oftentimes, but more to use this opportunity to close the gap with the underprivileged communities, right? We can now provide jobs to people that before never had such opportunities. Anyone with internet connection, if it's Africa, if it's India, has access to the same information and same opportunities that I do. I want to bridge this gap. We can spread the wealth better and in a more equal and fair way. This is what remote work for me is about. It's no more about me traveling. It's not about the community of nomads, but I think it's more taking the approach of we are part of this species, this humanity, and remote work. It's not the best way. It's not the only way. It's not the solution to everything, but I think we can make a small dent, especially in the communities we go to. And if we have more thought leaders, more company leaders, managers, understanding the impact that remote work can have on communities in Zambia, in Nigeria, in Argentina, in India, anywhere, we will make this place slightly or even more slightly better than what it is now. So I have a lot of hopes for what this movement stands for and how much open mind and open heart people, digital nomads that I meet on the road are. So this is where my hope and where I envision the remote work and digital nomad movement going, not just about celebrating our lifestyle, but really using this as an opportunity to make this world a better place. And, you know, to ask me if I recommend this lifestyle to anyone, it's an obvious yes. And I can guarantee that it's not for everyone. And I know people who've done it for 2 weeks and said, okay, I miss my parents, I want to go home, miss my dog. I know people who've been doing it for 10 years and not going to stop. It looks different for every person. You can be a slow man, you can be someone like me that traveled crazy. And it could be that it will not be for you. But to know this, you will have to try it and even try it twice. So definitely take this chance and the opportunity to enjoy this new level of freedom, this new level of richness that we people has nowadays, and try it for yourself. Like, to tell you if it's good for you, I cannot, but I can just base it on my own experience. For me, it opened an entire new level of happiness, of opportunities. It completely changed the trajectory of my life. I could never even dream. It was not in my reality to come up and dream about the life I live right now and the people I meet, the places I've seen, and the way I experience this life. Again, I don't know if it's the best, but it's been super rewarding. And I hope to meet many of you on the road, and probably and definitely in Buenos Aires when I come again to visit you later this year. So being selfish, I wish you all to be digital nomads so I can meet you and travel with you.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you for sharing those ideas. And you are correct. Digital nomads can be a huge impact on the movement. And I follow you. I know you made NGO United Nomads, right? So I think this is like the beginning of, there is a statistic of around 40 million digital nomads in the world. So it's a huge number, and definitely an impact can be made. Thank you very much.
All right.
Bueno, pues nosotros nos despedimos, los dejamos.
So now we give back the floor to Steph and those that are still dubious about engaging in this lifestyle. Well, I hope that this is inspiring, and maybe next year you are the ones that are being interviewed. Thank you very much.
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you. And now we come to a point where we will start breathing.